If I do one of these a week, this helps me for the whole week.
Would you say those kinds of things are the best things for a food truck to do?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. If you can find a place where there can be reoccurring revenue or customers, right?
For sure,
So
yeah.
I would say, like, for businesses, people think for a small business, you're like, I need more money. I need more money. You don't need more money. You need more customers. And then another week went by, another 2 weeks we didn't buy, and she's like, hey, you want to try a full Saturday? And we were like, a full Saturday? They're like, yeah, can you even do a full Saturday? I said, look, lady, give her those eyes. Hey, I am ready.
Yeah.
I work hard. Let's
For
go.
sure, yeah.
You know, so I called up my sister, called up my wife. Well, my wife was right next to me.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, we got this gig at Abbey Wild every Saturday.
Nice.
So,
yeah.
And so I was like, all right, cool. Now we got something consistent.
Before we get started with the show, I'd like to thank our amazing, wonderful, fantastic, great sponsors that make this show possible.
One of our sponsors is Recon Marketing. Recon is the fastest growing social media marketing agency in Colorado. Recon focuses on becoming an extension of your business while providing social media management, review management, and digital marketing. Recon Marketing, putting you on the radar. Our next sponsor is Atmos Planning. Atmos Planning is changing the way business owners and real estate investors are served by the financial industry. Their website is atmosplanning.com, atmosplanning.com. Our next sponsor is Planet Duct. Planet Duct offers astronomical air duct cleaning with the most powerful vacuum trucks in Colorado. They have taken air duct cleaning to a new intergalactic level that is far more powerful and proactive than anything on the market in El Paso County and southern Colorado. Sheath Underwear. Sheath Underwear has a pouch for the boys. It is everyday underwear for every man. 100% money back on the first pair if you don't like it. Visit sheathunderwear.com and enter the code COSBP20 to get 20% off your order.
The People's Tiny House Festival is the nation's largest gathering of simple living, featuring van conversions, bus conversions, and tiny houses, of course. Catch the event in Loveland, Colorado, July 16th and 17th at the Ranch Events Complex.
Get your tickets at peoplestinyhousefestival.com/tickets.
That's right. Welcome back to the Colorado Springs Business Podcast, the #1 podcast in Colorado Springs. My name is Andrew Hasley, and I am the host of the show. Today, I'm sitting here with Felipe. How do you say your last name again?
Felipe Velasquez.
Velasquez, yes.
Yeah.
It's like Alaska with the S at the end.
Sure.
With the V in the front.
Yeah.
Now it's just a whole nother, like I'm stretching that.
Yeah, for sure. It's cool. Don't worry about it.
But yeah, so you run a company, a restaurant called, I guess we call you restaurateurs.
Sure. Yeah, let's do it, man.
Restaurateur.
I love being like entrepreneur. I feel like that was like my calling. You know what I'm saying?
What was that? Man. Yeah, okay. You felt like, okay, so like, why do you say that?
Oh, yeah, no doubt. So, hey, man, I just have a passion for business. I have a passion for people. I have a passion for products. I believe I'm a creative, that I could get things going, get things moving, you know? And so that's just always been my flow, what I wanted to do.
You got that, that's like something that's just been in you since...
Yeah, man, since I was a little kid.
Since a long time.
Living in the hood, you know, trying to pick up cans for some money, go to the Dollar Tree, you know, get you some snacks.
For sure.
Go back, do it again, mow some lawns.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I was one of the kids that was knocking on doors, mowing lawns. And,
heck yeah.
You know, $20 for some hard work.
Exactly, $20 was like the number, you know? You're like, yo, I'll do your front and your back for $20.
Yeah.
They'd be like, all right, little kid, I see you.
Yeah. Yeah, I did some things with selling candy as well, too. And, so that's cool, man. So the business is actually Felipe's 109, right?
Yep, Felipe's 109.
Okay, why is it 109?
Yeah, so Felipe is my middle name, you know, and then 109 actually stands for Romans 10:9. If you confess with your mouth Jesus the Lord, believe your heart, God is risen from the dead, you shall be saved.
Okay,
so, yeah, that's what it stands for. Yeah.
I like that, sweet.
Yeah, thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Andrew's my middle name, actually, too. So,
okay, cool. Bet.
So we're both going by the middles.
Yep.
Nice, I like that. Well, we'll dive more into this, into your business and what you've been doing, some of the things we may even have discussed already before we started recording.
Yeah, let's do it, man. Let's hit it up.
But first, we're going to roll the intro music, and then we'll get started.
Let's go.
This is a show where we have real conversations with entrepreneurs and business owners who are mostly in Colorado Springs doing things in the community of Colorado Springs.
I'll add that in there later. You know?
Cool.
Yeah. And so Felipe's, it was a food truck before you got the restaurant. And when did you get the
Yeah, so 2020, May 25th was our first day of sale as a food truck.
Okay.
So yeah, we hit it off running since then.
Okay, so May 2020, first day of sale. as a food truck.
As a food truck.
And then just shortly after that, not even a whole year, you got the restaurant.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Can you want to tell us a little bit how that happened?
Yeah, no doubt. So I was a firefighter previously. I have a trade underneath me. And so I was leaving the fire department. I ended up going to construction, since I already had the trade. It would make sense for me to do that, right? And, hey, I talked to my boss. I was like, look, bro. I didn't really say look, bro. I was like, excuse me, sir.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah.
Hey, man, I have this passion for entrepreneurship. I'm going to start something. I'm going to start a food truck. I'm going to start a restaurant. I was leaning more towards a restaurant. No one knew about COVID. Didn't know COVID existed, and I was getting ready to rock with it. You know what I'm saying? So ended up going to do my trade. I paid off all my debts that I could pay off. Make sure because that's like the number one thing that people should do when you're becoming
No, you're good.
I always mess up. When you become an entrepreneur, is like if you're ready for the grind and you want to get it done, lower your regular expenses right away. You know what I'm saying? Your house mortgage. If you got Google Plus, if you don't need Google Plus. Or is it Google Plus? Disney Plus?
Okay, yeah.
Disney Plus, Hulu, Netflix.
Yeah.
Like, if you're on your grind, you don't need that. You don't need that.
You don't need that anyway, yeah.
Yeah, you don't need it, right? You need to be doing what you need to do to get it done.
For sure.
And so we lowered all of our expenses. We refinanced so that way we could live off of one income.
Okay.
And then we just hit the ground running, Found this food truck on the side of the road next to my mother-in-law's house. And I was like, yo, that is trashed. Beautiful. That is
nice.
my type of truck right there.
Okay.
So I talked to the guy. I already knew I didn't know the guy, but he already had a food truck in his yard too. So he had two.
Yeah.
And I was like, I bet you it's this guy right here who owns the food truck. So I knocked on his door. I was like, hey man, is that your food truck? And he was like, hola. And I was like, oh, I don't speak Spanish.
Oh, dang.
So I went and got my mom. So we went out, checked out the truck, and COVID was starting to happen right then. We were starting to shut down and things like that. And so we worked out a deal. I brought that baby to the house, started sending that baby, throwing everything out.
Yeah.
My mom, my sister, my wife, we were, COVID was already messing with people already. So we had more than enough time to get it done.
Yeah, and food trucks, you guys go to people, kind of. Actually, you guys are set up, but you guys didn't have any you guys don't have a lobby, so you guys didn't have to shut that down.
Right, exactly.
Because you didn't have one.
Yeah, so people were like, why would you get a food truck right now? Like, why would you get one? Like, restaurants are closing down. And I was like,
not food trucks.
Hey, baby, it's a perfect time, right?
Yeah.
Think about Uber, right? What was going on in the housing crisis and the economy, right? People were trying to look for more affordable rides, right? So it was the perfect time and the perfect place for Uber to arise in that moment in time. And I think that was our opportunity to do so,
Yeah. If you really want something, you're going to make it happen too anyways, as a business owner going through COVID, I feel like I had just started my business, and if I could make it through that, then I could
make it anywhere else.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, exactly. Yeah, exactly. For that time. Yeah, and so, May 25th, 2020, no one knew who we were. I started the Facebook page. I got a couple people to follow us, maybe like 5 people or something like that, 10 people. It started, I was trying to get it going, let people see me. I would try to give them updates on what we were doing on the food truck because it was work. It was work. I was working all day, every day, 24 hours, I would wake up at 5 in the morning so that way I'd get to Home Depot. Then from Home Depot, I'd get back to the house because then my backyard has like this opening gate where I was able to park the food truck. I'd take everything up, sand everything down, paint everything, refix some tools, refix some things that was messed up in there, figure out how to keep things sturdy when I was driving, and so then I would do that all the way until like 8, 9, 10 at night. My sisters and my wife and my mom and all of us, they would bring lunch and dinner. They'd cook for, and we were just getting it done. Girls are the future. I'm telling you.
Okay.
They work hard. The people that I worked with worked hard. And I'm grateful for everybody that has helped us to get to where we are today.
For sure.
And so, May 25th, we hit the road for our first day of sale. It was, I think, what is that? That's like around Labor Day. Was that Labor Day or something like that?
I'm not quite sure.
Yeah, so
I can't remember.
Yeah. I think it is Labor Day.
Okay.
I could be totally wrong. I'm sorry if it's not Labor Day.
It sounds about right. Yeah.
Yeah. And so we already scheduled for an event and then it got canceled. And I was like, well, what do we do? Right? Like, where do we go from here? This is my first rodeo. I jumped on the bull and was like, let's ride.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
What did you do?
I just went to the street.
Okay.
Yeah. So Circle and Lake. right there, I was like, all right, this is where we're going to park. I've seen other food trucks there. I know this is a place where food trucks are thriving. I've seen them there for a couple of months, There's only a couple of food trucks. I parked right there, and then there we go. We hit the road, and we started doing it from there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and started getting business through that?
Yep, started getting business through that. It was hard because I didn't know what to do for a business. I've never ran one personally before. I've done construction things for a business, like, oh, you build fences, or, oh, you do a little bit of masonry work, or, a little bit of patch here or a little bit of patch there. It wasn't
like freelance stuff.
Yeah. Like in the construction world, I could do some I can do construction stuff,
And get paid for it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but I've never ran a real business. I never ran a food truck, anything like that.
So that is what you would say was one of your biggest challenges, was figuring that stuff out?
Yeah, definitely. One of the definitely hardest challenges for me was like, okay, what do I need people to see so that way I could get more traction, right? So that's what everybody's looking for, is that traction. So I was like, okay, so now I need to figure out how to get people to like us on social media, because that was like a big segue to know who we are.
Yeah, definitely.
I didn't know that.
Okay.
I didn't like Facebook. I didn't like Instagram.
But for business,
it's important.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Before that, I had a flip phone.
Okay.
Yeah,
I dig that.
if you wanted to get a hold of me, you got to call me or text me.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody. That's just the way. That's the way I was rolling for a while. And so then I got a smartphone because
you probably had good balanced dopamine levels, because the smartphones and social media really wreck people's dopamine levels.
Yeah, they do. Yeah. And so that brings a lot of insecurities in other people, because they were looking for those likes or looking for comments or things like that. You know what I'm saying? And so those dopamine levels fluctuate all the time because people are looking for verification in other people when they are already verified, And so they're already they're already verified through God, who they are, who God called them to be, who their purpose is, And it's up to you to find that purpose and what you're going to do and how you're going to do it, And so, yeah, man, we just hit the ground running. I didn't know anybody. I didn't know anything about the food truck world. Then we had RJ's food truck and we had Conrad's food truck, and I met them. They took me under their wing. They told me how to do things.
Do you know who they are? Okay.
Yeah, and so they showed me the ropes. They're like, hey, you got to get involved with this. You got to get involved with that. You should do this and you should do that. And so these older gentlemen, man, they really took me under the wing as a food truck right away. And I was like,
mentorship is important. Like that's I've attempted to start multiple businesses. Not until I actually had like mentors. The first time I had mentors was the first time I actually started making money in a business,
Yeah, exactly.
So that's huge.
It was super huge to us, And so we were just doing what they told us to do, Try to save a penny here, save a penny there, This is where to get your pennies at. This is how to get your pennies, And so we were like, okay, cool. Like at first, like one of the big things was like we wanted to make sure that we were so affordable to people, which was great because we were super affordable, but we were definitely below average. And they're like, you need to raise your prices just a little bit. You're not going to make any money because we've been doing this for a while, and I'm just looking at what you got going on, and it's not going to work. So we had to be like, oh, okay, well, we're going to adjust those prices to a food truck price, and then we kept on going from there. Then we started hitting up events. Then we started getting in food truck rallies. Then someone texted us out of nowhere and was like, hey, can you come to Ivy Wild? And we were like, sure, yeah, we will. And like we wanted to gain their trust. I didn't really know what Ivy Wild was because I don't drink or anything like that. And it was like a big brewery at the time.
It still is.
Yeah, yep. And so I was like, okay. So we went once and we're like, oh, this is great. It's like a Wednesday, or it was actually a Thursday. This is great. Like if I do one of these a week, this helps me for the whole week. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so then I did it once and I said, hey, thank you for the opportunity. If you ever have any time for us to come back in, let us know. We didn't hear anything back.
Oh, nothing back. Oh, dang.
Then 2 weeks later, someone was like, hey, we had this other food truck drop out. You want to try this? You want to try this half Saturday? And I was like, let's do it. So we jumped on that half Saturday for Ivy Wild, and then it worked out.
Would you say those kinds of things are the best things for a food truck to do?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. If you can find a place where there can be reoccurring revenue or customers, right?
For sure.
So
yeah.
I would say, like, for businesses, people think for a small business, you're like, I need more money. I need more money. You don't need more money. You need more customers.
There you go. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And then that solves more money.
That solves the money problem,
Yeah.
right? Because if you then your focus is
Well,
on something
certain
else.
businesses, definitely restaurants. Some businesses actually operate better when there's less customers.
Right, yeah.
But then they have higher rates, though.
Right, yeah.
Different business, but definitely for what you're talking about.
Right,
for
yeah.
sure.
So for our business, it was like we need the customers, you know, and so we were getting the customers to come through, and then another week went by, another 2 weeks we didn't buy, and she's like, hey, you want to try a full Saturday? And we were like, a full Saturday? They're like, yeah. Can you even do a full Saturday? I said, look, lady, give her those eyes. Hey, I am ready.
Yeah.
I work hard. Let's
For
go.
sure, yeah.
You know, so I called up my sister, called up my wife. Well, my wife was right next to me.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, we got this gig at Abbey Wild every Saturday.
Nice.
So it wasn't like every Saturday. It was like every other Saturday. That was like the first week. That was what we thought. Then she called me back in the middle of the week and was like, what do you think about doing every half Saturday? Then went from every half Saturday to every full Saturday.
Yeah.
And so I was like, all right, cool. Now we got something consistent every Saturday. And I didn't complain about it. And I worked hard and I made sure I didn't run out of food. And I tried to serve the people the best that I could, you know? And so I got everything prepped, I got everything ready. And then we would go from our start time, it was like 8:30 in the morning all the way until about 11 or 12 at night. Now that's a long time for everybody else, but for a small business, if the work is there, it's time to work.
Yeah.
Because if it's going to become wintertime and you ain't got no work, you know, and you didn't save or do what you need to do,
I get that, yeah.
you
for
know what
sure.
I'm saying? It's just like construction. So then I did that, and then I started picking up apartments, I found out that there's Facebook groups. You know, they started the 719 food trucks, that, you know, 719 Food Truck Connection, you know, and Food Truck Alliance. Like, I started jumping in all these food truck things. Gigs started coming up more, and then I was like, but I still wasn't like getting people to be on my social media. Like, I didn't know how important that was, you know? And so I was doing that, and this Amazon guy was there, and they were like building Amazon at the time. I was like, yo, I gotta figure out how to get there, because all these people, that's like traffic coming through. So I found this spot out in the middle of nowhere. All these people were gonna drive through to Amazon. I was like, this is where it's gonna be, right? So then like 2 days later, I go back to see if that spot was open. Construction, they closed it, and I was like, you know.
But finding those little spots and finding those little hacks as a food truck is probably like, you know, how you win.
You're right, exactly. So I wasn't winning because I couldn't get there. Well, then this Amazon guy ended up going to this apartment complex, and I was like, give him free food. You know, let's just give him free food. And I said, hey, if anybody's looking for anybody at Amazon, you know, and you like our food, just recommend it. Well, a day before that, a lady posted on Facebook, was like, hey, we need someone to come to Amazon. So I messaged her. And I didn't hear back for like a week. And so then the next week, that's when I saw that guy. I said, hey, here's this food. I ended up meeting him. He was actually best friends. His wife was best friends with that lady.
Nice.
You know? And so he was like, I actually do like your food. I was like, oh, well, thank you. I appreciate it. She ended up contacting me. Then this other dude ended up hitting me up. His name was Austin. Was like, hey, bro, do you do breakfast? And I was like, I do now.
I do now,
yeah. He was like, what do you serve? I said, what are you looking for?
Yeah.
He said, we're looking for burritos. I said, I do burritos.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then he was like, bacon? And I was like, I do bacon. You do sausage? I do sausage, you know? And he was like, all right, cool. Let's do that. What else do you got? And I was like, I do breakfast bowls. And so that's kind of how we started doing that. Then we got a Banning Lewis Ranch location. So we started going to Banning Lewis in the morning. We came up with like this little short breakfast menu to sell breakfast burritos. So we tried to figure that out. And then that was a thing. And then after that, after we started going to Banning Lewis, then we started going to, that was like Thursdays. Then we started going to Amazon. So we did it one week.
And you still had the Saturday gig going on?
I started to, yeah. I started. So like now I'm starting to get consistency. So then I was going to Banning Lewis like every other week. Then I was going to Amazon every other week. Then every Saturday I was going to Abbey Wild.
Yeah.
So now things were starting to pick up because I didn't have anything, you know. And with Amazon, they're like, okay, we have 80 to 100 people, and they're going to line up right here, and they're just going to go through the line for lunch, you know, because restaurants were closed down. What are you gonna? What are they gonna do? They couldn't go anywhere.
So you basically were like catering in a sense.
Catering every weekend for Amazon.
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay, cool, here I go. So I'd wake up. I was scared because I didn't know if I would have any other traction throughout the week, right? And so sometimes I would do those Thursday gigs, and then someone would call me and be like, can you come for lunch? And then I'd come for lunch. And then someone would call me on Thursday and be like, oh, can you come for dinner? And I'd be like, yeah, I could squeeze you in, right? Because I didn't know like where my paycheck was going to come. I don't get paid.
Yeah.
I have my sister I have to pay now because she quit her job full time. We said, we're going to do this. We're going to get it done.
It's that pressure that really built it. And I like how you said, when you said I was scared, I knew exactly what that meant because I remember when I did that,
Yeah.
And like when you say you were scared, what you mean is you have that feeling of where's my next paycheck coming from? And
we're either going to make it or not,
yeah,
right?
Exactly.
I wasn't like scared for my life.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm going to make this happen and we're not going to fail. We're going to make it happen.
But it's that pressure though. It's that anxiety from that.
Yep. And so if someone would call me that day, I would be there. If someone said, can you be here at night? I'd be there. Can you be here in the morning? I'd be there, And so some days I would get like a Wednesday gig and then I'd have to get to the commissary, re-prep, do things like that. Then I'd hit a Thursday gig. Then I'd have something going on Thursday night. And then, so I would just take naps. So, so I wouldn't get done until 10, 11, 12 at night. Then I have to re-prep, be leaving by 5:15 in the morning. So I would get like a 3-hour, 4-hour nap time.
What was your mindset when that was going on? What was going through your head? Were you feeling like you were fulfilling a bigger purpose? Were you feeling like you were building something? What was going through your head when you were doing all that?
I'm dedicated. I'm willing to work as hard as I need to work to succeed. No one is going to outwork me. There's all these other food trucks out there, and we all have our own. Our own thing and what we're doing, and it's been such a great community. I just did not want someone to outwork me. Like, I'm going to work hard to get this done because no one knows who we are, and someone later down the road is going to know who we are. The sacrifices that I make now are going to be greater for later in life. You know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, we were just doing it. Like you said, and then I didn't like it. What if I said no to one of those, and then next week I had no work at all?
Yeah.
Right? It's about that entrepreneurship.
For sure.
It's about working hard, being dedicated 365 days a week. Someone out there is trying to work harder than you are, and that's fine with me, but they're not going to beat me. That's just my determination. I'm also an athlete too, so.
Okay, yeah. I think you have to have that too at the beginning. Like, yeah, you can start chilling down and start outsourcing and start working on your business and less in it. But at that beginning, it's like almost necessary to do that kind of work, to build that so people know your brand. It's like you're starting nothing. No one knows who you are. Yeah. No one trusts who you are. No one just, like, they just don't know.
Yeah, they don't know. Yeah, Kobe Bryant even said, when I was 11 years old, the whole season, I didn't make any points. And my dad said, I love you, whether you make 0 or whether you make 60. And he was like, well, now I have that confirmation. That's what my family was telling me. They're like, whether we make it or not, I love you. And I said, nah, I need that 60 points. Yeah. you know what I'm saying? And so one of Kobe Bryant's greatest quotes was, don't quit in the middle, quit at the end. I wasn't even in the middle. I was in the beginning. If it was me and as a kid, I'm a 13-year-old trying to learn how to play basketball, 11-year-old trying to learn how to play basketball. Someone out there is going to try to outwork me. Someone out there is going to try to do better than I am, and they're not going to outdo me. I'm going to make sure that my wife is successful, my sister is successful, because I brought all these people with me, right? Everybody has this common goal, this common vision, and it was up to me to make sure that got done, And so, hey, I did that. We kept on moving forward, and then we started getting traction. So we did Amazon. We were doing Ivy Wild. We were doing food truck rallies. We were getting like little catering gigs here and there.
Slowly, people starting to know your name too.
Yeah, because I wasn't saying no. Yeah. Right. So some people are like, "Oh, I can't do it. It's too early. Oh, I can't do it. It's too late." No, I'm there. You need someone to be dedicated. If the food truck falls out, I'm there. Call me. I will be there. You know what I'm saying? And that was the greatest thing that I could have ever done for our food truck was just continue to say, yes, I wasn't a yes man, but I would definitely had to say yes when it came to business.
For sure.
And so then we came into October. My wife was actually pregnant in February. We didn't know. So February, and then when she...
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So started the business and a baby at the
At
same
the same time, yeah. Super stressful,
Yeah.
even more, and probably more stressful on my wife. I love you, baby, Got to throw that in there, And so, yeah, October came. My daughter, I have a special needs son, and through this journey, they were talking about that she might be special needs, she might not be. This was just like trials in between there. Like people don't know that we were having these trials. We weren't super successful. It sounds like we were super successful, but no one really knew who we are.
You were succeeding, but you were building. It on the outside, it probably looked more successful than what was going on.
Right, exactly. Yeah, man. Like I had like these issues that were coming up. Like like my daughter was like super stressful because I was like, okay, man, she might be special needs. Well, then we went to the doctors. We did all this thing. We did specialists, and they're like, no, she's not. We're like, okay, well, you stressed us out for no reason while I'm running a food truck, which is okay. Stressed us all out. And then October 9th, okay, so 10/9/2020, we had Georgiana, and she ended up having some issues, and I said, all right, here we go. So Ivy Wild was actually turning into what it is right now, and they said, hey, let's interview to see if you want to go in here. This was before October. So we started working with them, and so we went through the interview process, then we went to a tasting, and then we did another interview process, and we actually just came together and said, this isn't gonna, I think what our vision was and what their vision was didn't align, and that was okay.
For sure.
And, and we still talk to them, and they're great people to us, And so I said, okay, well, we were going to move in here, but we thought we were going to move in there previously before October. So we were thinking, okay, I'm going to sell the truck. I'm going to move into Ivy Wild because it's better to have a home. Home is where the heart is than moving around all the time. I already have 2 kids. I'm about to have a 3rd kid. Mama probably wants to see me more, hopefully, And so it didn't work out. And I was like,
for sure.
All right. Our plan was to have the food truck for 2 years. So I'm supposed to have the food truck right now. So then after that, when we started doing those meetings, I was like, okay, we're going to move into here. And then I was like, you know what? If we do or we don't, I'm moving somewhere. I don't know where I'm moving to, but I'm going to get there.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying? So then we ended up looking at this other location with this other food truck. We were going to try to work something out. I was going to throw away my business plan to start somewhat of a new business plan with their concept. And then we worked it out, and we're like, I don't think this is the best thing. And they're a great food truck. They are succeeding a lot. I value them.
Who are they?
Huh?
Who are they?
Colorado Campfire.
Colorado Campfire.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, they're amazing. They're amazing. He's a veteran. She's a nurse, and they work hard. They go to work, and then after work they go to work, and then after that work, then they run the food truck. Because like running your own business, it's 24 hours, 7 days a week. Then we ended up, we're like, okay, what are we gonna do? I have my baby. She's having some issues, and I don't want to be running it everywhere. My sister can't run a stick shift. She can't drive a stick shift because the food truck was a stick shift. And I was like, okay, well, if I can't run it, she can't run it. She can't get it anywhere. So I'm like, okay, we're gonna find a place. I don't know where that place is going to be, but we're going to find one.
Yeah.
So we ended up finding, South Academy and Hancock. We called them up, said, hey, this is what we're going to do. They said, okay, do you have a business plan? I already created a business plan for Ivy Wild. So I was like, I do actually.
Yeah.
So I just gave it to them, and then they accepted it right away. And we started rolling there. I sold the food truck, and then like people think we were like you were super successful when you had the food truck, right? That's why you moved from one location to another location. No, that's not why we moved from one location to another location. I literally sold the truck. I had 0 money. I sold the truck, used the money.
You took a big risk.
I used the money from the food truck that we sold it from to put it into the building. I got no contractors, anything like that. Everything I did in the restaurant, I built myself.
Oh,
I painted it myself. I did the floors. We put all the tables. I put all the restaurant equipment in. The countertops, everything. We did everything ourselves because I couldn't afford other people, and also I already work construction, so it was kind of like
okay,
well,
I mean, if you got to save money where in as many places as possible at the beginning, because that's going to be the cash flow that you need to maintain, that beginning, because it can be hard. But good thing you already had a name that you were building, though. That probably helped.
It did help, and so then I was like, okay, I got to get this done. Well, we were in the hospital So we opened up that Saturday. We were in the hospital with Georgiana still that Friday night. Like people like leading up to that day, we were in the hospital a week and a half before we even got to the restaurant. I said, babe, I don't want to open up the restaurant this week. And we heard about other people that they were going to be opening up restaurants too. And she was like, we got to be able to open up too with them. We worked this hard to do it. So regardless of where we are, whether I'm at the hospital or whether I'm with you, like we got to get it done. So I said, okay. So then I started leaving the hospital a little bit here and there, and my sister was working with us, and she'd be working there.
When did you guys open it?
January 31st.
The real the physical.
The physical, yeah. January 31st. Yep. So the 30th through the 20th, we were like we were in the hospital because we didn't know like how much longer she was going to be there. She was going to need surgery, just all these things, And so we were like, okay, well, here we go again, right? So, just like they say, coal mashing together and brings extreme circumstances, and out comes a diamond.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm no diamond right now. I'm still a diamond in the rough.
Yeah.
I'm still on my grind. I'm still working hard every day to make sure that we succeed because this is what we need to do. And so Friday, my wife calls and says, they're going to actually let us go. So I left that Thursday morning so that way I could help my sister Friday. And then she said, okay, we could leave. I said, okay, sweet. So I left the restaurant. I went and got my wife. We got home at 3 o'clock. My daughter get off of school at 3:20. So I had like 15 minutes ish. So we get there, we just unload everything that we needed from the hospital into the house. The bell rang. I went and got my daughter and I said, hey baby, let's get going. She was so excited to see us because she has I love my daughter, and like she's gonna slowly understand like the trials and the tribulations that we've been going through, and she already knows Leo with special needs, and we don't know what's going on with Georgiana right now, but we're believing in faith through the Lord Jesus Christ that things is gonna be okay, and I have peace about that, and so she was like, oh, you guys are back from the hospital. It wasn't like a normal thing because with Leo we were in the hospital all the time, so it's like in our family going to the hospital is an average thing. Okay, it's a normal thing. You know what I'm saying? And so we were back. We literally left at 3:25 because this bell left at 3:20. Went back to the restaurant, and then we worked all the way until about 2-3 o'clock in the morning. And then
you guys opened it up or
no? Friday, the 30th, we worked until 3:30 in the morning Saturday.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I got a 2-hour nap, 3-hour nap. I was back there by 7, and then we opened up by 10:30. So
you guys put in the work to make sure that you were gonna be able to open up on Saturday.
Yep, and I didn't have really very employees. I was just finding people up the street. Hey, you want a job? Come with me. Hey, you need a job?
Nice.
Come here, And we've actually had people work with us through the food truck already. And so I was like, hey, can you help us open up this Saturday? And so I'm so grateful for everybody that helped us open up and get it going. So January 31st was our first day of opening sale. Then we were exhausted, so we were like, maybe we'll be closed on a Sunday. We should be closed on a Sunday because I'm tired. Like I'm really exhausted. And then we'll open back up on Monday. Actually, I didn't close that Sunday. Man.
You didn't?
No, I didn't. So I was like, okay, this first week we need to close eventually.
Yeah.
So the next Sunday we closed. So actually we did Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Oh, wow. And then we closed for our first Sunday.
Were you guys pretty busy?
Yeah, we were. We were super busy.
Nice.
Yeah, we was actually consistent.
Nice.
Yep.
Like that grand opening, you guys had consistent sales
Yep.
coming?
Yep.
Oh, okay. What do you think why that was? Just location?
Somebody heard about our story about our daughter and our son and told the news station, and they ended up coming out, and we ended up being the first restaurant to open up in Colorado Springs this year. Is it this year? Yeah, we were the first. We were
Nice.
the first restaurant to open up in Colorado Springs as a restaurant, and that was still iffy then, right? Everybody's like, "Are you sure you want to open up as a restaurant? We don't know how long this COVID thing is going to last." And I said, "Hey, I know where we're going, right? Because I'm determined. We're going to get it done."
Are you familiar with the people at Slice 420?
I've actually heard of them. They actually have their daughter that goes to J&J Hip Hop. My daughter goes there, and my niece goes to there. So I know of them now.
I believe they have a special needs child as well, though,
Yeah.
right?
Do they? I don't know. But I'm looking for them. So
Okay, yeah.
if they're watching this,
Yeah, yeah.
I'm looking for you.
Well, we should get them on this show too as well. They
Yeah.
haven't been, so yeah.
Yeah.
I actually am I'm not really actually connect with him. I just see him on social. He's active on social media, which
Awesome.
is pretty smart.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
he actually puts his face on there,
Yeah,
like-
good. Yeah, that's what you need to do.
Yeah.
That's what you need to do. And so,
I mean, that's how I know of him.
Yeah.
Actually, that's how I feel like I know him because of that.
Yeah.
That's how people feel like they know me because of this podcast.
right,
So-
exactly. Yeah, that's how I found out about you.
Yeah.
I was going through some things, and a friend of a friend of a friend was on here.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, okay, cool. And then I watched a little bit of your stuff. So I was watching. I was super discouraged, right? And I actually was watching. What is it, Billionaire? Where you try to be, where they can make $1 million business in 90
Undercover
days.
billionaire.
Yeah, dog. And I saw that you was thinking about doing something like that, or you did do something like that.
Yeah, very similar to what. Granted, when I started my business, I came out to Pueblo.
Yeah.
My first week, going full time, quitting my job, I actually had an Airbnb for like 10 days in Pueblo.
Yeah.
And it was like I remember doing the exact same thing Grant was doing, like cold calling,
Yep.
businesses, trying to
Yep.
make it happen. And it's actually even more of the exact same thing because he started a social media
platform, yeah.
media agency,
Yep.
doing videos and photos for people, and that's what I do,
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
So
Yeah,
it's kind of funny.
it was a glimmer of hope and frustrating at the same time.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, this dude's
It
out
pumped
here.
you up though, didn't it?
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
mad because I'm like, this dude is out here because I was trying to do the same. He even went to this green chili place that
Yeah.
I was going to be going to that same year to go check him out. I was like, I could have met him at the same time. But
Yeah.
I'm glad I didn't because
Yeah.
it made me who I am right now. And I was frustrated because I was like, he's trying to do this in 90 days. And what makes him different than me? You know what I'm saying?
About 50 or about 30 to 40 years of trial and error.
Exactly. So that's what I came to conclusion was
it wasn't just built up overnight.
He was
it may have been 90 days, but there's a lot of years behind that.
yeah, like I'm on my first rodeo,
Yeah.
very young, and he is like, I've already did this and I do that and I know how to do it. I didn't have any of that.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
just like, yo, let's throw this product in there.
There's a
and see
few
what happens.
advantages he had. There was that, but also, I mean, if you're trying to start a business and you have like an expensive network camera crew or following you around. people are gonna be like that guy's important.
right. So let's add him in here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's a little like trick, a little hack.
Yeah,
like,
it is.
So that's why if you want to grow your business, hire a videographer first.
Yeah. And so yeah, man, that just put some determination in me because I was really like down in the slumps, and I was like, okay. If he was doing it then, I'm going to do it now, and let's get it done. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And I pushed a lot of people. I pushed my sister to do better. I pushed my wife to do better, and pushing isn't always the key.
Yeah. Well,
And
yeah, it's a balance,
Yeah.
It's definitely, I think, good to push people, but it's like you don't want to push them around, though.
Right, exactly, yeah. And so January 31st, we started hitting the road as a restaurant.
Nice.
And we've been doing it ever since then.
Mm-hmm. Has business been better since at the location than the truck?
It has its positives and its negatives. Positive is that we have a place we could call home, right? The negative is that it is off of South Academy and Hancock, but we're hard to get to. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And so...
Yeah, so... Literally, that's like my intersection.
Yeah.
Where I live
if I'm on that
close.
intersection, you should see me, right?
Are you on that intersection?
Yes, you should see me.
I
You
drove by
can't.
there
That's why it's
today.
so hard, right? And so there's that Dunkin' Donuts on the northeast side and the Taco Bell, right? Then on the southwest side is King Soopers.
Yep.
Okay. Now I am on the south. What is that? Southwest side.
Southwest,
That's the north. Sorry, that's the northwest. That's the northwest side that King Soopers is on. I'm on the southwest side of that,
Okay.
right where Victory Road Outreach is.
Okay.
The church, and then Ace Loans. Yeah, I'm in that far corner out there. So you actually have to take Boychuk, take a left, go through everybody's parking lot, go through everybody's business to get to me. So that's the negative part about it. But the positive part about it is that it made me a better person. Okay, right? So if I was in a restaurant that was always succeeding, when there was a bad time, how would I have overcome that? Right? Now I'm in a bad spot. location wise, and I have to be a better entrepreneur. So that way, maybe if I can get a better spot, because I know I am, I will be in a better position than what I would have been if I started there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, for sure. And like you said, I mean, it all depends on. I mean, you could be in a bad spot, but you can make it a good spot.
You can make it a good spot. Yeah. So that's what we're doing every day.
Okay.
Making it a good spot. Getting out there, social media, Facebook, Instagram. The new thing is TikTok. Yo, you got to be out there more than everybody else is. You got to give people a reason to go to you, you know? And so that's what I'm trying to do, is not just because I'm trying to sell them a product, but show my personality and who I am and what I'm trying to do, and our family dynamics. And people want a personality behind your business. They don't want just your business.
Especially now more than ever. I mean, this ain't the 80s anymore.
Right, exactly. Yeah, you know. And so I'm trying to show them my personality and who I am and who our family is and what we believe and where we're going to go with this. We want people to follow us and enjoy our product because of what we believe in, our values and who we are first, then my product.
Okay.
You know.
What's your plans on, how are you planning on developing that?
Yeah, so number one is we're in a 2-year contract right now with our landlord, and so we have an option to go for our next 3 years with them. So that would be a total of 5 years with them, or end that next year. You know, we've had a couple of opportunities to do a little bit of something different there, and we've actually moved in a different direction. We're going to be doing some other things next year. We're going to be opening up another spot for sure next year. You know, and so there's a lot of opportunity for people to join us together to get it done, you know, who believe in us, who want to see us succeed, and you will be able to benefit from that yourself. It's not just us, but it's you as well.
Nice. Okay.
You know?
How's that? How do they benefit? How do other people benefit as well?
Well, how do other people invest? Well, obviously, if you invest, you should be able to get something back from that.
Okay, you're talking about investing. Okay,
there we
gotcha.
go. Yeah.
Nice.
You know?
You're going to do an NFT?
Yeah. Oh, right? Let's start selling some NFTs, you know? Let's make some pictures.
Yeah.
Get them back online. Get some of that coin.
Yeah.
I got you.
I want to talk after this episode with Marcus about potentially like our promo picks for each episode.
Yeah.
We can potentially like do some kind of NFT where people can invest in the show and own a piece of the show maybe.
So you're thinking about doing crypto for the show?
Well, yeah, essentially, yeah.
So I was actually thinking about doing Dogecoin as a currency.
Dogecoin?
Yeah, Dogecoin. How, you know, for the people who really aren't about it, they just call it Dodge.
Okay,
you know,
gotcha.
You know.
I know.
And so, yeah, to switch that into currency from the regular Dogecoin to the dollar. There's other companies that are doing it out in the United States.
Oh yeah.
I would be like one of 15, maybe like one of 3 in a restaurant.
Look into the Lightning Network for Bitcoin.
Yeah.
What it does is that it allows you to buy things and it instantly converts it. It's like, that's why it's called Lightning. El Salvador, the whole country uses the Lightning Network.
They do. El Salvador actually considers it a real currency now.
It's their national currency.
Yeah,
and
that's crazy.
It's Bitcoin, and there's some Bitcoin maximalists against like some Ethereum maximalists, but there's a lot of people out there that believe it's Bitcoin's going to be like the only main standing like crypto that really actually holds
value.
Yeah. And the Lightning Network allows you to have quick transactions.
Right. So imagine this, right? So now we're kind of going off on something else.
Yes,
right?
we are. Yeah.
Imagine this, right? Is that, let's say I buy a house, okay? And then I turn the paper into an NFT, one of one, right?
A smart contract,
okay. Right? And so then you can buy the contract, which is the house, right? So you buy the house through Bitcoin as an NFT. That could be the future.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, there's still some things I don't understand about that, but yeah.
Okay, so like I have the house. I'll try to. I have the house. It's in my name, right? I want to sell it to somebody else, right? I'm saying, hey, I'm putting this on the Bitcoin market, okay?
Or the Ethereum blockchain.
Right, exactly. Yep. So
Yeah.
So right, and so I'm like, okay, here you go, right? And someone can buy the house from me through Bitcoin. Like there's no cash. Like
Exactly. What it does is it eliminates so many like.
Right. So what's the point of blockchain, right? The point of blockchain is that everybody's verified through their assets, right? So there's no bank transaction. No one has to verify you. Like it's going to take you 30 days to 90 days for you to get a house. When if you have a blockchain or a blockchain wallet,
you can just buy it from the person.
They're going to buy it from the person because you're verified through there, right? And so
it's on record, a public record.
On a public record, a note. Right, which banks use, right? Why are banks going inside to crypto?
Because they know that
right, because it's
they know that they're doomed.
Right, exactly. And so moving forward, banks are going to have to rethink how they're doing it.
Oh yeah, they're going to have to innovate.
Yeah, because someone out there is going to go buy a house, put it on Bitcoin, and someone's going to buy the house. So there is a little bit of kinks in there, like how are you going to pay your taxes on there, right? So they're going to have to figure that part out, But essentially, if you know someone who does house loans or something along those lines, they know how that works, and if you work together with them, you can probably figure out those kinks, because even if you have that paper that is verified, even the house has a verification number. So if you turn that paper into NFT with that verification number, that means it's a one-of-one house, right? That means it's a one-of-one piece of paper. That means you can buy the house, store it in your wallet, right? Now it's still considered an asset, and you're going to be able to use that to live in it or sell it again.
Yeah.
With hey, you want to buy my house? Yeah, I'll buy your house. Switch, boom, there we go.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Versus 90 days.
There's like so many things that it's going to revolutionize, and that it is changing, and it's just, it's absolute in my mind, so it's happening. So
yep. I am a believer in cryptocurrency. There are some things we have to work out. Like everybody's trying to create a coin for everything. And so some of those are fake coins. A meme coin where they're just dumping pumps, where you get in there, all these people are gonna hype it up. All the people who don't know about it, they're gonna pump it all up, and then everybody who does know, they're gonna take their money and essentially dump it.
Bitcoin maximalists, people who like really believe in just Bitcoin, believe that all of the other coins are scams, essentially.
Yeah.
And they think they're gonna phase out, but I actually do believe in Ethereum as well too. I think that it's like that's where NFTs are built on, through the gas. I mean, that's how all the other coins are built on. It's through the Ethereum network for the most part.
Ethereum, right? What do you think about Cardano?
I think it's cool. Yeah,
it's cool, right? Yeah. But a lot of banks are going to Cardano because they're already verified. Like
they have that fast speed too, like a Lightning network kind of.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and so
I mean, there's still a lot of things I got to learn. So yeah. Me too. I don't want to talk about it too much if I don't know about it too much.
Yeah, and so man, I'm down. I'm down. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Sweet, man. So we can start wrapping this up. Where do you you're planning on opening up a new business, opening up another location in the next year?
Yep.
That's you just wanting to grow it, or how big do you see it?
Yeah. How big do I see us? Well, one, I don't want to grow too fast. Okay. But two, I do believe that we have enough sustainability in customers and people following us for us to get capital and be able to move into another location and hopefully have 2 locations. So next year, I would like to have 2 locations.
Okay, sweet.
We'll see if that actually works out the way we plan it to work out.
All right.
Yeah. So I'm excited about it. We've already been thinking about this for the last 6 months, and I want to make sure that we're able to contribute to the community, make sure people that know that we're out there and that we're going to provide value for them, and that we're able to benefit through all of this.
Do you plan on ever getting the food truck back?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I do actually. So the whole goal is to have 2 locations next year and maybe a food truck, or one real location and a food truck, because one of our biggest expenses was a commissary kitchen. Now that I have a restaurant, I am considered a commissary kitchen, so that is like the main expense. And so if I take that main expense,
is that like a tax or something, or
no? A commissary kitchen is where a food truck needs to go to prep their food.
Oh, okay.
So you have to go to a restaurant or to a place that allows you to do that.
And that's like a regulation.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. Through the health department. Yep. Okay. And so any restaurant out there is considered a commissary kitchen, because they have to have everything that is necessary. So no matter where you go, if you're in a restaurant, it's a commissary kitchen. That doesn't mean that they lease it out like that, but I'm
For
just
sure,
saying
they
in general.
can.
They can, yeah.
Okay.
Probably because of insurance
Yeah,
or something like that.
So what needs to happen in order for you to hit those goals?
I need to work hard.
Yeah.
I need to find a couple places that I'm looking into. I want to make sure that I'm in the right place at the right time. And then after that, I want to be able to make sure that we can let people know that they'll have an opportunity to be a part of what we're doing next year.
Okay, so you're going to look for the investor route.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So there's different types of investing, right? And so like we are in, you would call it like your first round ish, but it's really not like my first round. So like when you start a business, you're probably doing it within your home savings account, right? And then after that, people see like what you're doing, and then it's probably like your family and your friends, right? And then after your family and friends, you should be able to get people together to do that with you, right? And I would consider it's somewhat of crowdfunding, in a way, but like people think of like crowdfunding of like, what is that main one that people use on social media?
Kickstarter.
Like Kickstarter or something like that. Yeah, where like, like
GoFundMe.
yeah, where you just give them money and then you don't get no return. Well,
with GoFundMe, yeah, that's how a lot of it is. With Kickstarter, usually you get something. Like what you're doing is a lot of it is basically based on like pre-orders, essentially. Like you will get the product once we make it.
Yeah, and so
that's what you pay for. But you're putting that money up front to make us be able to do it.
So there's other ones out there, that that I already have one in mind that I'm going to be using, that is similar to that. And so we already have a product, we already have a place, we already have followers, people already know who we are. I've worked really hard to get out there on social media, TV, news like newspapers and things like that. Podcasts. Yeah. So, people know who we are, and now I got to be able to retain them and then see the value that we're able to put in them. Okay. So that hopefully maybe next year they'd want to put value in us.
And what would that look like for them? Do you know yet?
Like, what do you mean?
Like, what does their investment look like?
Oh, yeah. So, man, you're digging deep. I'm trying. I'm trying. So, so it'd be a 1.5 investment. So, let's say you give us $100. In return, you'll get that 1.5 back. So you'll get, essentially, it's like 50% back of whatever you give us. So if it's give us $100, you'll get $150 back.
Oh, that sounds like a good investment.
Yeah, right, over the next 5 to 7 years, depending on what our terms is, what I decide to work out, and go from there.
Nice.
And
and there's definitely people who have businesses that do just that.
Yeah.
They're called venture capital VCs.
Yeah, so you got VC lows, you got VC highs, right? And so you got to know where you are and that state of mind. I'm not going to go to VCs. I'm not going to go to VCs. I'm going to be a private company, just like In-N-Out, and I will have private shares eventually, if that is the route that we need to go to. I'll do that, but I'll never hit the public market. Okay. That's not my goal. That's not my vision. I want to control everything that we're doing in that arena for what my business is doing. Not just my business, but the people's business. This is the people. They support us. You know what I'm saying? And so I want to make sure that our core values are the same, that our quality is the same, and that we're able to hit the benchmarks that I'm able to put.
Nice. Yeah. Well, we're gonna have you back on in a year and see what that looks like. Of course. See what we talked about today and how aligned it is with the future.
Yo, man, I'm always working. There's always something to be done.
Oh, yeah.
And for the beginning of the year, I got something ready for next year.
Nice.
I already got something planned for people to see that I believe that is going to move people into a better direction because it's going to give them more value to them, And so, yeah, man, I got some hopefully exciting things to go. I'm not going to give up. I'm going to continue to work. I realized as an entrepreneur that I thought I had to get a 10 out of a 10, but I'm more like a baseball player. I just need to score 3 out of 10 and I'll be a Hall of Famer. Okay. You know what I'm saying?
I like that.
And so as long as I can score 3 times out of 10, I'll be all right.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of how it is with business.
Yeah.
You got a lot of no's before you get to yeses.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, man. And so we're just going to keep it going, keep it rocking. Hopefully they can be a part of what we're doing, and we could bring a lot of value to our customers. We appreciate them. We love them. You know, I have I truly have people who are dedicated and loyal to what we're doing, and we are so grateful for you. You know, they're probably going to be watching this, and I want to let them know, like, hey, because of you, we're here. We're in this podcast. We've been able to do other things. People have been able to recognize us because of them. You know, so without them, there would be no us. You know?
For sure.
In the fire department, there's a quote that says, "I am not here for me. I am here for we, and we are here for them." And I stay attuned to that, even though I'm still not there. I believe in that quote, and I'm dedicated to it.
Nice. You know, it's actually funny. The episode that's airing right now, as we're recording this, he was a firefighter too.
Oh, really?
And his name was Robert.
Yeah, I actually met him.
Hilarious.
He was at the 1 Million Cups, right?
Yeah, I think he's the one who started the chapter out here, actually, or one of the
really?
founders
He started the chapter?
Like 10 years ago, almost, or maybe 8 years ago, something. I don't know the exact details, but I think he's one of the people who got it started.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I actually heard about 1 Million Cups, and then
have you been?
I have.
Nice.
I've been about 4 times. I haven't seen you around, bro.
Yeah, I stopped doing the media sponsorship.
Oh, okay.
I've been too busy. I couldn't do it. You know?
I feel you. That's all right. Yeah, man. We got to continue to move forward and continue to progress and meet those goals.
And I've been wanting to go, like, just, you know, to go, but I've just been so busy. Like,
yeah, exactly. Yeah. So even though
I edited for 16 hours on Wednesday, you know, like,
yeah. Hey, that's the grind.
Crazy.
That's the grind.
Straight, just like
yeah.
I was in the zone, man.
Yeah. I've also missed like 4 weeks already because I've been so busy, like you were talking about. But I value that place too. There's a lot of good knowledge, a lot of good people there, a lot of entrepreneurs who are like-minded and want to hear what other businesses are doing, so that way they can like, you don't like me. I didn't invent this, right? Like, everybody thinks they're inventing something new. You're not inventing something new. They've probably already done it. I'm not inventing new. You don't got to reinvent the wheel. You just got to make the wheel spin.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I got
or
to
hover.
do. Yeah.
You just eliminate the wheel altogether.
You know, just get
magnets, they glide with no friction.
They do, you know. And so, yeah. I didn't invent anything new. I'm not doing anything new. I'm just making the wheel spin.
Nice.
That's how it's working.
All right, man. Well, I'm gonna make a hover.
Cool.
All right, sweet, man. Well, this has been a good episode.
Yeah, no problem.
Glad you came, and I can't wait to try, because you guys are right by my house.
By your house.
Yeah.
You haven't even saw me, man.
I haven't even. I think I've seen it, and I think I did see it. You know.
Yeah.
But you know, I just didn't remember exactly where I saw it.
Yeah, no worries. Hey, man, Taco Burger Tuesdays. Super cheap, super easy. Come check us out.
Okay.
Anytime, 3008 South Academy Boulevard. That's where we're at.
3008?
Yep.
Okay.
South Academy Boulevard, yep.
Nice. Now I got another place to go to.
Yeah, yep.
That's cool, man. Well, sweet. Well, this has been, we'll wrap this up.
All right.
This has been the COS Business Podcast, and we'll see you guys on the next one.
Let's go.